What's up, all you moto fanatics? Welcome back to Dino Motor Reviews. We have another head-to-head comparison video, and we're going to see which product is the best at mud defense. So for the top of the front fender, the front number plate, and the top of the rear fender, we got Blood lubricants. We're going to set that down here. For underneath the fenders and for the silencer, we got the WR Performance products. For the motor, the frame, and the skid plate, and also the brake levers and clutch levers, we have the Muck Off Shine silicone spray. Then for the tires and the rims, we have the SC1. And then for the forks, swing arm, and linkage, we did the Slick products. So it smells really good out here. Each of these products has its own scent. Yeah, but we are going to see which one is going to be the best at the mud defense. And that's coming up here in just a few.
All right, all you moto fanatics. So dirt absolutely looks perfect out here today. Got some nice rain last night. About ready to go spin some laps. Give this a test. I'm going to be filming by myself today. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, dirt looks awesome. Can't wait to test out these mud defense products. We also got a few other products that we're going to be testing out today as well, and we'll go over those in detail a little bit later. Right now I'm wearing some new sunglasses by Epoch Eyewear. It's a veteran-owned company, super cool. The lens clarity is amazing, and it actually blocks out that sun pretty good. I don't find myself squinting like I normally do, even with Oakleys. So yeah, we'll catch you.
Alrighty, guys. So a couple other products that we're going to be testing today. I'm super excited about these. This is Revolt. It's a veteran-owned goggle company out of Colorado Springs. They sponsored a couple of the top privateers like Logan Carnow. I'm excited to try these and give them a good review. They feel like pretty rock solid goggles, so we're going to see how they do out there, and we'll go in more detail on these and give it a full review at a later date. But today we're going to be trying them out. I'm super pumped to see how they are. We're going to also be testing out, along with the Revolt goggles and doing this head-to-head comparison, we're going to be testing out the Pod K4 knee braces. I've been having a lot of knee issues here lately, and also this, from my first impression, just putting these on, sitting on the bike and gripping with my legs, I don't have to grip near as hard, and that's something that I noticed with these. So I noticed that it doesn't tire me out as much, but we're going to see how they are riding. So those are going to be tested today as well for the review down the road. So got the knee braces on. Don't even really notice that they're on. Can't really tell that I'm wearing knee braces, which is kind of cool. So alright guys, so it looks like we're going to have a pretty tough battle between all of the Mud Defender products. Yeah, it's going to be tough to choose because we're just going to go off of wash, and we'll let you know the best product after the wash. All right, guys, so we are back in the garage. it's the next day, so bike's been washed, been dried off, sat overnight. Now I didn't do the full detail wash like I normally do because it got pretty cold last night. So let's go over which product I think is the best out of all of them. And really, it came down to rinsing because when the mud stuck to the bike, they all did about the same. But when it came down to rinsing, there were products that performed a little bit better than the other one. So, with that being said, my top pick, if I had to pick one, would be the Blood Racing lubricants. This spray did super well. So sprayed it on the top of the fender, of the front fender, the rear fender, and then we also sprayed the front number plate. The mud rinsed off super easy, just very little effort, barely had any pressure, and the mud just came right off. It is a pretty oily type spray, so I like to take a microfiber cloth and spread it evenly. It's not aerosolized, so it doesn't give like a fine mist over the bike. So it's a little bit more concentrated. So take a rag, spread it around. That seemed to work pretty well, but it did really well when it came to washing. For the forks, the swing arm, and the linkage, we did the Slick Products Multi-Surface Shine spray. That stuff did amazing. That was the second best product that we put on there. The mud on the front forks and on the swing arm and the linkage came right off. Very little effort. So was happy with that. The WR Performance products we sprayed underneath the front and the rear fender. Mud still packed up quite a bit, and it took quite a bit of washing to actually get that mud off. So as far as, and I sprayed a liberal amount on the fender so that it would be relatively easy to rinse off, and we still had to sit there longer than all the other products. So I was a little bit shocked by that because I have used this product in the past and it worked pretty well, but you're using it by itself and not comparing it to others. So with that, when we had all five up against each other, this one performed the worst as far as the ease of washing. So the front and rear tires and the rims, we ended up spraying with SC1. This stuff works pretty good. It kept the mud off the sidewalls of the tires. However, I noticed even after washing and then maybe going out and doing a second ride without spraying the SC1 because it's a drier day, I noticed that it almost leaves, it like still attracts dust. So that's something that is a little bit of a nitpick for me. And it's something to take into consideration, where I've used, the mud defense, I've used the multi-surface shine from Slick Products, I've used Blood lubricants, and I've never really had that like weird dusty residue that sits on the tire after washing my bike. Usually the tires are still pretty clean, dusty, but it doesn't have that weird attraction and then a discoloration to it. So something to take into consideration with that product. For the skid plate, the frame, and the motor, we ended up doing the muck off silicone spray. This stuff worked pretty well. Maybe not so much on the skid plate. My skid plate's pretty scratched up on the bottom just from setting it on the stand, taking it off the bike stand, and then also, just riding when you case a jump or whatever and that hits first. It's protecting the motor, but it is pretty scratched up. So it held in the dirt a little bit more. But the motor, as far as spraying it on there, the mud and dirt just came right off. I didn't really have too much of an issue with this product. All these products smell great. The garage smelled great for like 3 days. So we kind of sprayed this preemptively, hoping that we would get some rain, which we were lucky we did. But with that, if I had to rate these products, Blood Racing lubricants, they would take the top of the cake for that by far. They just performed a little bit better than all the other products that are up here. Then I would rate second would be the Slick Products Multi-Surface Shine. Then I would say probably the muck off silicone spray. That stuff worked really good. Then I would say SC1, then Mud Defense, and that's just my personal opinion. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want more video content like that, follow us, like us, subscribe to us, and we'll just keep pumping out these videos for you guys. So we will definitely catch you on the next one if you guys do tune in with us. Thanks for watching.